dragons are getting ready to rule our hearts once again. Ever since the wildly popular series Game of Thrones bid farewell, fans have been waiting for something similar yet new to arrive soon. And today, we've got good news for all those Game of Thrones and specifically Targaryen fans. The Game of Thrones' most awaited prequel, House of Dragons, now finally has a premiere date, and we couldn't be more excited. So let's dive right into the world of dragons. When's the series coming out? HBO really made all the Targaryen fans wait longer than expected. After being left on the edge of our seats for several months, we now finally have an exact date to look forward to. Recently, HBO announced that the most anticipated prequel will premiere on HBO Max and HBO on the 21st of August, 2022. It's not that HBO planned to expand the Game of Thrones universe after the pop culture juggernaut ended. Instead, the prequel was already on the list even before we knew about the throne owner. However, it wasn't until late 2019 that the streaming platform officially announced that a prequel was on its way, and that was when the production started. Just like any other series or movie, House of Dragons production was also largely affected by the coronavirus pandemic. In an interview, the content head of HBO and HBO Max, Casey Bloys, explained that they have been trying to stay cautious with the scheduling of the series. He added that this was all to prevent any problems arising due to the pandemic. Even though it took a lot of time, we're happy that the series is finally coming. What would this prequel be about? The book Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin is the closest thing to a play-by-play of this series' plot. This upcoming series is based on the same novel, and it'll chronicle the House Targaryen's history. Game of Thrones fans must already know that a lot of information about the House Targaryen was hinted throughout the series, but that doesn't mean that the storyline of Game of Thrones will have anything to do with this series. Apparently, House of Dragons is set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, and it won't deal with the other houses either. However, we know that other houses' cursory mentions will still be present. What about the plot? Will we see Emilia Clarke as the Mother of Dragons again? As we said earlier, this series is a prequel and will be set 200 years before Game of Thrones, which means there's no possibility of Emilia Clarke appearing as Daenerys Targaryen. With that being said, here are some tidbits that we know about the plot of this upcoming series. This series will tell the fans about the history of Targaryens and how they took over Westeros with the help of their dragons. Not just that, we'll also get to see how the Targaryens succeeded in uniting all the Seven Kingdoms. We might also get to see a few details about the Lannisters and the Starks. This is because they had an important role to play in Westeros and Targaryen's history. Even though Daenerys will be absent, we'll meet some new and maybe more badass characters in the House of Dragons. If you read Fire and Blood, you'll know that this novel is all about Targaryen kings from Aegon I to the reign of Aegon III. Not just that, we also get to know a lot about the wives, children, siblings, rivals, friends, laws, sundry, travels, and many more matters related to these kings in this book. Oh, and of course, the dragons. As the series is based on this very novel, we had to look into its critical reviews as well. The Times believes that this novel is a masterpiece of popular historical fiction. On the other hand, Publishers Weekly says that it's dramatic and salacious with entertaining snatches of dialogue and detailed depiction of battles. While the novel is quite famous among the fans, we hope that the upcoming series will also make a special place in our hearts. Who is playing who in the House of Dragons? Thanks to Warner Media's press release, we didn't only get to know the official release date, but also got a brief list of actors and their characters in the series. First off, Paddy Considine will appear as King Viserys Targaryen, who is probably the protagonist of the series. Next up is Olivia Cook, who will be portraying Alicent Hightower, while Steve Toussaint will be showing up as Lord Corlys Velaryon. Apart from that, Emma Darcy and Eve Best will portray the roles of Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen and Rhaenys Targaryen, respectively. From the character list, we can assume that there will be no Snows, Starks, or Baratheons. However, we will see at least two people from the Lannisters, Tyland and Lord Jason, twins that'll both be played by Jefferson Hall. From Game of Thrones, we know a few families. However, this prequel will introduce some new ones. These new people will include Otto Hightower, played by Rhys Ifans, and his daughter Alicent Hightower. Oh, and we almost forgot, Velaryons will also be a part of the upcoming series. The Velaryon clan will include Lord and his son Sir Laenor, portrayed by John McMillan. Macmillan and Theo Nate, and his daughter Lady Lena, portrayed by Savannah Stein. Not just that, we'll also see Lord Corliss's younger brother, Sir Vaymond, and nephew Jacaris, played by Will Johnson and Harry Collette, respectively. Fabian Frankel will also be a part of this series, and his character is known as swordsman Sir Kristen Cole, while Sonia Mizuno will appear as a sex worker who is a good friend of Prince Daemon Targaryen, portrayed by Matt Smith. Some other cast members who will appear in some supporting roles include Millie Alcock, Emily Carey, Graham McTavish, and Ryan Corr. Do we have a trailer for this prequel? Yes! HBO Max released the official teaser of the House of Dragons back in October 2021, and it revealed a few details about the series. We were earlier told that the series would be set 300 years before Game of Thrones. However, due to this trailer, we got to know that it'll be 200 years instead. The teaser is only 1 minute long, but we get a few quick glimpses of some of the main characters, including King Viserys Targaryen, Alicent Hightower, Rhaenyra, and Daemon. It also gives a quick flash of Lord Corlys Velaryon looking far away in the distance while his whole family is shown making a grand entrance on some high-profile occasion. Some war scenes are also featured in the trailer, and we hear the voice of Smith saying, "Gods, kings, fire, and blood. Dreams didn't make us kings. Dragons did." Other than this, there are no other dialogues in this teaser, but it does give us a vibrant idea of what kind of scenes and layout to expect from this upcoming show. It won't hurt to say that this teaser is enough to take the viewers through season 1 and maybe beyond that. The trailer shows something that might spoil the series' ending. Game of Thrones' ending was quite controversial, and it actually brought a fan theory to life. According to the theory, the Iron Throne would be destroyed and no one would be the owner of it. And if you remember, that's exactly what happened. After Jon Snow kills Daenerys Targaryen, Drogon goes into grief and rage. This leads him to blast fire all around, which even melts the Iron Throne. In the House of Dragon trailer, we also get a glimpse of the Iron Throne. However, the throne we see in the trailer is much more menacing than the one we see in Game of Thrones. It's bigger and contains way more swords. Apparently, Targaryen King Aegon III will be the one to change the throne when the House of Dragon takes over the throne. It's possible that Aegon III will become the catalyst behind the change. If this happens, the series will mirror Game of Thrones. It's not only us who have noticed this. Miguel Sapochnik, the co-showrunner of House of Dragon, has already noted that this series will pay homage to the predecessor series as well. Not just that, you can also see the dagger that Arya used for killing the Night King in the trailer, but this time it's in the hands of Alicent Hightower. In short, the melting of the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones will have its mirroring effect on the House of Dragon when Aegon III orders the destruction. How many episodes will Season 1 have, and where to watch it? The first season will have 10 episodes, and fans will be able to watch the series on HBO and HBO Max. Fans can also watch the show on Hulu live streaming as well. Rumor has it that the show might even air on Disney Plus in some regions, but we can't be sure about this one because no one has officially confirmed this news yet. So make sure you have at least one of these streaming platforms available before the show's release in August. Dragons are coming, and we're excited, but we'll have to wrap this video for now. Tell us about your speculations about this upcoming series in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more news and updates soon. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Goodbye.